Now then, welcome back to another episode of NemGo Evolved. Say hi, Ego.
Hi, Ego.
He's currently back at home. I'm at Spawn. I'm actually in the Madlands Season 1 base. Well, technically Season 1 base.
Dangerous.
It is pretty dangerous. And I'm standing on an E13 meteor crater, which I purposely built. I had to build it because there were no ways around having no overworld. This overworld map is fairly extensive and pretty cool, and we took a little while of making it, putting all of our things into the Patreon server Spawn. But because it's the overworld, no AE2 meteors were allowed to spawn naturally. And we've got a world border so that people don't go away from the spawn area. And they can't build here anyway, and everyone's got their own dimension to live in, including us. And in the dimensions, I can't get the AE2 meteors to generate. So nobody's got access to applied energistics, anything. Even with the little spinny compass things, we can't find any anywhere. They just don't exist in the other dimensions because of configs. And I've tried to change the configs, but it doesn't seem to work. And it seems to be registered as a known problem with this version of applied energistics that it won't work. And I don't know if it's fixed in future versions or anything, but anyway. So what I had to do was come here in creative mode, build this crater, build this meteor, and put in a couple of things. One is an infinite barrel of skystone, so people can go and grab some stacks of skystone and basically smelt it down and do whatever they need to do instead of going hunting meteors to get it, like this meteor's made of skystone. There's an infinite barrel. And also finding the Inscriber presses. There are 4 Inscriber presses that people need, and they're only found in a chest inside a meteor. So I had to put those available. But instead of giving everybody on the server 1 each, I have put an Inscriber here, so they can inscribe their own. So we'd put an Inscriber, I think it's Inscriber there, and a block of iron there, and it will process and make a copy of the Inscriber press. So now I've got 2 copies of that Inscriber press, and so on. So what I'm doing is I'm making copies, and anybody's able to come and make copies so long as they put some fuel on vibration chamber to make some power to be able to do it properly. That's all they need to do. Just to like
that's all good.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's a pretty cool little meteor just sitting here next to our old base. Pretty good. And it's just so people can make this all happen. That's enough birchwood. They have to bring some coal and they have to bring some iron blocks, but they basically get a copy of the presses. And then when they're done, they just put the 4 presses back in the chest so that somebody else can come along and make 4 copies of their own. And there's an infinite skystone barrel as well for all the skystone needs, which there's quite a lot of uses for skystone, not just making stairs and ladders and stuff, like making skystone dust in a grindstone, using it to make ME wire connectors in immersive engineering. What? That's a new one to me. Immersive engineering, ME wire connectors.
Wire connector?
Yeah, an ME wire connector. Like you can do wires instead of glass cables like ME normally is. You can do wires kind of stuff. That's pretty cool.
Didn't know that.
That's new to me, yeah. You can smelt it up to make the skystone, of course. And that's it. That's the main thing, is to make the skystone. And pulverize it to make the skystone dust, yeah. Alloy smelter it, yeah. Microblock it, yeah. We're not worried about that. Crush it, yeah. All that kind of stuff. Rock crusher it. And yeah, but the interesting thing there was this ME wire controller thing. Immersive integration it is. Let's put ME wire into the NEI and let's see. There's ME wireless and there's ME wire connector. The uses, you can make a dense cable connector as well. And also an ME transformer. Flux wire coil, safe for decoration. Makes an ME transformer. Wow.
It's good to know it's safe for decoration.
Safe for decoration is good. That, yeah. Integration. Can we have a look at an integration mod? At immersive integration? Is that going to be a thing? Yeah, there's immersive integration. Okay, so immersive ventilation. There is flux wire coils, which potentially could be just like ME cable, but the flexible kind, which is going to look awesome around the base. We've got transformers and dense transformers and all sorts of other cool things. Heated coke oven walls. What? Safe for decoration. Okay. There's all sorts of cool stuff in here. Redstone wire capacitors. There's redstone wires that can be coils. Like you're stringing redstone cables around like that. Oh my days. So much opportunity has just been opened up to the pair of us. We're going to have wires all over our base now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to have to like permanently walk around ducts.
We're going to have kind of like telegraph poles hanging overhead, just looping things around the places and going down into bases. Wow, that's pretty epic.
There's a health and safety signs that say, "Please mind your head."
please mind the wires. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm heading on back to you now, and we've got to make some basic applied energistics stuff for today's episode, so that we can get our storage and automation and processing and basically keeping everything into one storage location is my main goal. But today I just want to at least make the start on making the storage possible. And oh, what a beautiful day it is over in the NemGo castle. We're about to modernize. It's looking pretty good right now. Looking pretty good. I'm enjoying the place. The place is looking nice. Oh my days, double doors, annoying. Maybe I should...
they're getting really bad, aren't they?
You walk through them occasionally perfect first time. Sometimes you walk into half of one and then get trapped on the other half of one and get stuck for a little while. Very, very annoying. But anyways, we're okay for a little bit. Okay, so I want some more bits and pieces for applied energistics. Let's at applied energistics for a little while. I need to make the ME controller is the main important first thing, right? And then I'm going to step up to these crystal growth accelerators because they take ages to grow. Apparently a very long time. It's like 16 hours or whatever it was. We looked at that and then I just like, right, let's do something else for a bit. But those crystals did grow eventually, so a crystal growth chamber is my next thing, so I can have a load of those already working and stuff like that, right? But for that, we need an ME controller, which means 4 skystone blocks need cooking for a start to make some skystone kind of stuff. Let's put that in there. Boom. We'll get that started. And I'm going to need to make some engineering processors, which is silicon and all that kind of stuff in an Inscriber. So I'm going to need to make the Inscriber first. The Inscriber needs an... Oh my days. I just found the point. I just found the weak spot, the chink in my armor. I was like, this is going to be super simple. But that Inscriber requires a resonant machine frame. I got one at spawn,
and
but
that's all we've got time for, folks.
It'd be pretty cheaty for me to use the one I cheated in at spawn, so we're not doing that.
Yeah, you can't be doing
but
that.
How do we make it? We make crushed obsidian, dense refined iron plate, an intricate circuit board, an emerald chipset, and an enderium gear. Enderium gear is simply some molten enderium, 576 megabuckets into a gear chest, which is just... Is it just literally ender pearls? No, it's not ender pearls, is it? It's this enderium blend, which is pulverized shiny metal, pulverized silver, pulverized tin, and resonant ender. Resonant ender being ender pearls melted down in a magma crucible. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. We need a magma crucible. We need a magma crucible, and for the magma crucible we need a normal machine frame and a normal leadstone energy cell. That's more manageable. So a magma crucible basic, and then we're going to need some other basic thermal expansion in there as well to start off with. So what we got should be easy, right? Should be easy now. So the reason the crushed obsidian is so important is because it's in all of these recipes for all the thermal expansion stuff. So we need crushed obsidian in assembly table, iron chipsets, which we've got loads of, tin gears we've got plenty of, dense refined iron, compressed steel plate or refined iron plate, which you made loads of the other day, and some nether bricks and a reception coil. They all look simple enough to make. The leadstone energy cell also looks fairly simple to make. Okay, so let's begin the questing. So I'm going to make one of those magma crucibles. That's going to be the first thing to make. And then I also need a pulverizer. Pulverizer, yeah, I need a pulverizer, which just needs another one of those basic machine frames and some copper gears and bits and pieces. That should be easy enough as well. Away we go. Yeah, okay. So some crushed obsidian and some dense iron plates first off. Let's go and get that. And then a basic circuit board. We've got a carpenter already, have we? We need to make all sorts of crazy contraptions here now, Ego. We've got basic circuits, we've got chipsets, we've got tin gears, we've got crushed obsidian bits and pieces. We've got all these things just to make things like basic machine frames. The basic machine frame is required to make the machines so that we can make a resonant machine frame. And a resonant machine frame will need some ender pearl stuff and a few other bits and pieces mixed together. But this is basically what we've got going on here. Can I have another?
Very long-winded.
It's a very expert modey way, yes. Oh man, I needed to put another water in there. Boom. Okay. I didn't realise it took a whole bucket of water at the same time. I thought it needs a bit of water. That's fair enough. Okay, it needs a bit of water. We'll sort that out, no problem. But not all of it. Right, now we've got the basic circuits. Let's take that off. The crushed obsidian. I think it was a chipset. And tin gears? No, I got it wrong. Failed. Tin gears. Here it is, tin gears. But the dense obsidian plates. Oh yeah, I knew there was something else that I was doing, but I left that because it was like 18 refined iron plates or steel plates or whatever being done over here in the metal former. There we go. So 18 steel or refined iron, both works exactly the same as each other. Refined iron, it's technically steel. And then we're putting 9 into a compressor to make a block. Isn't that right? A compressed steel plate thing. Refined iron compressed. Makes one of these. Bring it on, come on. Dense refined iron plate, that's it. And we just needed 2 of those. 1 for each of the machine frames that we're going to need to make this happen. So here we go, and that should be it. And then I've got the other components I need to make the actual machines once I've got the machine frames to put in the center, which means we'll have 2 new machines that we can use for various projects in the future, but for today's project in particular, getting the first stage done. So those now go in there, and it will show me machine frame basic, and off we go. It's going to be a beautiful array of powerful laser beams giving us a little disco going on here. Ego, this is awesome. How much power have you actually got going into these lasers now?
About 10 pence.
Is that a I do not know what the hell you're talking about, what lasers kind of answer?
That's I can't remember.
Is it like
make 500 and something, and then there's some generators as well, so
500 and something RF per tick going on. Oh, you showed it on your live stream down. Where is the ladder? Don't tell me. Let me remember from the live stream. I didn't actually attend the live stream, but I did check out the VOD afterwards. There it is. It's down here. Here we go. Oh,
why did you make 2?
Look at this. Because I need 2 machines. So I need 2 basic machine boxes. Oh man, check them out. Look at them all. They're all sweet and all set up and all nice, and each doing 86 RF per tick. Aren't you incredible power engineer? We're going to need more power than this though.
I know.
But that's a lot of power, and it's going the right way right now. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome looking. Okay, so that is feeding all of the things in here that require power when we need it. Hey, did you just pick them up? Thank you. Yep. They've now finished because of all the power going into there. That's those bits. And it's also hooked up via some wires behind the wall here. which goes all the way down to this end over here. Wires coming all the way over to here, into this inbox here, the LV capacitor. And that capacitor is then connected up here. I've also got some extra booster power if I really wanted it. My starter power was there. And this is then hooking up to all the machines along the back here. So after I've made these two machines, I will be able to put them onto the wall very quickly. First machine, pulverizer. So we're going to have a machine frame, which looks very odd when I put it in a crafting table. The piston, 2 flint things, one of those, and 2 copper things makes a basic pulverizer. Very good, very good. And the other thing we needed was a magma crucible, which smelts down things into its liquid components. And for that we need one of those. I thought I needed a leadstone energy cell for both, actually. What's going on here? Let me just see something. That is potentially odd. No? Okay. That's good. Yeah, both there. Awesome. Okay. Why have I got a leadstone energy cell left? Did I fail something? I think I failed something. I only made 2. Let's have a look at that pulverizer again. Pulverizer didn't need it, did it? The pulverizer needed a piston, not a leadstone energy cell. So I've got a spare leadstone energy cell now. Awesome. That's worthy. And
will that actually hold power?
It will hold power, yeah. So
I can. Just the frame.
It is an energy cell frame, yes.
So it won't. It's just a frame then.
Not quite power, no, but it's good for the next build. So I'll put those in there like that, and then I can always have an auto output on them. And then I'm going to put 2 of these wire connectors on the back of each. One on there, and I'm going to link them together so the power links across like so, and then link the power from there to the original like so. So everything should be getting power now. Boom, boom, yes it is, and quite quickly as well. It's quick enough right now. We will advance this power supply at some point, because one cable, a low voltage cable, is not enough to power everything that's going to be in this room. But this room is just going to be for processing and auto-processing, so we'll mess around with it a little bit more at some later date. For right now, though, I still need to make this Inscriber press. And in order to do that, I've got to make the resident energy frame, machine frame in the middle there, right? That's going to get an intricate circuit board, a couple of those, some more refined that, an emerald chipset, which is simple enough to make. And the main problem is the Enderium gears, which requires four like bucketfuls, or 4 recipes worth, four batches of per gear. And so if both gears take 4 each, then that'll be 8 of this Enderium blend, which is 8 buckets of resident ender. No, 2 buckets of resident ender. And 2 buckets of resident ender is simply ender pearls. I think each ender pearl makes a quarter of a bucket, so it will be will it be 8 ender pearls? 8 ender pearls, that's right.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to get 8 ender pearls and put them into the magma crucible to melt them down. Then take those buckets of resident ender and put them into the Tinker smeltery, along with a little bit of other bits and pieces in order to make the blend, and then pour it out into a gear cast to make 2 gears. And from there, I should quite easily be able to make the Inscriber. The only other thing is the overclocker upgrade. Now, the overclocker upgrade, I need 1, but it makes 2 this recipe. 10k coolant, electronic circuits, no problem, we've done the circuits. What about the coolant? 10k coolant requires a coolant cell and some tin plates. Tin plates are easy, that's no problem. Coolant cell requires a bottler with some IC2 coolant in it. Oh my days. Or a fluid transposer, which might be easier to do a fluid transposer. But what's the IC2 coolant when you need it? How do we make coolant? There's a question that is not answered by any eye. Oh my days. Okay, so I've got to figure out how to make IC2 coolant as well in order to make the friggin' thing in the first place. Oh my days. Down the rabbit hole indeed. Okay, so we've had to make a load of new machines, or at least another machine. We've now got a few more machines than we had before. This one is... Where did I put it? I put it there. This one is going to be a canning machine. A fluid canning machine. Not a solid canning machine, a fluid canning machine. Or fluid and solid canning machine. Basic machine casing, electronic circuit, and some tin plates. Perfectly made into a fluid canning machine thing. Which I'm going to just place down there. Hi. Were you just about to come through that?
I was, yeah.
Are you taking the shortcut? I then need to rearrange these slightly so that we don't have that one connected there anymore. And connect a new one. What about that?
Why does it say fluid / canning machine?
Because there's a solid canning machine and there's a fluid canning machine. There's two types. And so I made the fluid solid. It can do both, but it's more expensive. Of course, it's got to be more expensive. This is expert mode. So the only canning machine that's useful to us is the more expensive version. Okay? And then we put some water in it. And some lapis dust. And one of these things that makes the liquids. A can. I said I need a can, which I think is made from tin. I haven't checked a can yet. And some water. So we're slowly but surely getting our way through to being able to make some coolant cells now for the next stage. So we've got to drain the water in from there using the cell to tank. That goes into the tank there, right? Then we've got to switch the tanks over to this side and then add a cell. Fluid enrich. That's it. Fluid enrich from the tank through the lapis into a cell. Oh my days. So how do we make a cell? That's the next thing. Is it just the same as it used to be with a bit of tin?
4 tin plates.
A tin plate in an extruding mode makes an empty thing. Okay, I think I got some spare tin plates. Yes, I do. Let's make a few just in case. And put those in extruding mode down here. And we should get some tins. Summer tins. Give me a tin. Give me 10. 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 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. Oh man, there's also extra cells and everything in here as well. We're gonna have so much fun with applied energistics once we've got over the initial stage of applied energistics. What is this then? Put the cans in there. And then the lapis. You've crushed me some lapis. Thank you very much.
That's the wrong cells.
Huh?
You want the fluid cell.
Isn't that the same thing? Looks like it's doing the same thing to me.
Oh, what's a fluid cell then?
I don't know what a fluid cell is. I don't know what a fluid cell is, but a fluid cell says it's raining. There's a coolant there. I do need to turn it into a 10k coolant, which means I take that coolant cell and I put tin plates around it to make a 10k coolant. And I can't remember why I was making a 10k coolant. Isn't that always the case? I was using that to make an upgrade, I think. Yes, an upgrade. So I need 3 of those to make one overclocker upgrade. And it needs 3 buckets of water for that to happen. Oh my jeebs. I need more water. Okay, so with 3 coolant cells, I'm supposed to then make each one of these into something. Let me do it. Actually, no, I can do that one. Let's do the iron plate there to make that circuit, because I'll need that in a minute. And then these need to be 2 tin plates, or tin plates on either side, makes these 10k coolant cells. And I'm supposed to need 3 of those. So I need a couple more tin plates. I may have miscalculated how many tin plates I needed. 1 more. There. So much crafting going on. Right, that's that. And then this one can be surrounded by the tin plates to make those. That's that bit. And then we need 1 more thing for the overclocker. 2 insulated pieces of copper cable. The easiest way to make that, I guess, would be to Do it quickly this way. Hammer it out, cut that out, make 2 of those. Do that onto there, and crafting should be completed. Let's do that. Craft me. Just do the crafting. 2 overclockers. Very cool. Okay, so now Inscriber. Let's see. The Inscriber needs 1 overclocker, 1 resident machine frame, and some iron, and 1 of those pure Certis quartz crystals. So at least we've got that sorted now. The overclocker, what should we put the overclocker in? Let's put it in the metal former to overclock the metal former, because we kind of need that a lot. So I'll put that in there for that time. The times when we need it so much, and it's been needed a lot so far. So let's do that. And then let's move on to getting this resident ender stuff sorted out. The intricate circuit frame, some gold and redstone in the carpenter with a bucket of water, nice and easy. And then the enderium gears and stuff are another thing that we need to sort out. Shouldn't be long now. Hurry up and smelt through. And boom, everything transforms at the same time, making... let's just make sure that's turned off.
Yeah.
Why is it still taking so long to smelt? Stop it.
Does this little bit takes forever.
This last little tick. Molten dendarium. No.
3 ingots.
3 ingots because it just poured one. Because the thing was still up.
It off.
I've only just turned it off. We put it back in there. That's okay.
There we go.
And then we've got the gear over there. And then that's the final thing. Okay, so. Wow. Let's go through this for the viewers. Right, so. We take this thing. I was going to do a fluid transposer, but you ended up just putting one of these tanks down, and it worked perfectly first time.
Got three more buckets here, by the way.
You got 3 more buckets of it from the fluid transposer. Okay, so the fluid transposer works thusly, and then this can have that move into it, like so, and we just make sure that this goes from that side there. So it's an input into there, pulling in, and this can also push out that way. So when we put ender pearls in there, it will make the liquid go into here, and then we can put buckets at the top there, and the buckets will appear full of enderium. And then,
You don't need the buckets.
You don't need the buckets, but we have to carry it over to the smeltery. So it might be easier to make the ender blend first, and then do it. Bring the blend over here and put the blend in the smeltery. And then once the blend's in the smeltery, we can then make the cast, the ingot cast. Perfect. Oh, my days. And then we're still going to be making the resonant machine frame, but we've got most of the pieces together to make that puzzle whole. Okay, you go. This is nearly it now. And then we need that pure crystal. Sticky pistons should be really easy to make in a minute. Okay. So those need to go in the Technicolor Dream Machine. We put those in and select the machine frame resonant, and boom, boom, boom. Technicolor Dream Machine. Look at that, that's awesome. And that will end up making us the resident ender machine frame that we need. I've already got the overclocker. Just need to make all the other bits and pieces.
Nem, have you actually looked how much RF this needs?
How much RF it takes? No, I don't know how much RF it takes.
Make.
Required? Is that like 5 million RF? Wow. Okay, this might be a little while. But while that's happening, I'll make some sticky pistons. I hope them water wheels are fully oiled, Ego. Okay, Ego. That's just taken potentially an hour and a half to make all the components, and then a whole day for the machine frame to process inside your super duper rainbow machine.
Leave my super duper rainbow machine there. I can't even speak. Rainbow machine alone.
That resident ender machine frame is very, very time consuming and expensive. But once you've got the Inscriber, it unlocks all of Applied Energistics. Oh yeah. And so, I think I'm just going to put it up there for now and connect it up somehow. I think I'm just going to connect it up to this actually, because I don't need this power on all the time. Oh man, I can't even get up to it now. Let's just do it this way. There we go. Connect it up that way and put some wire on it from there to there. There we go. And then it's good to go. Alright, well, that has taken me and Ego a very long time to create. And before we get to using it, I am going to say goodbye for today's episode, because that has taken a lot out. But now it's done. It's done. Now we've got one. We can do lots of work with it to make all the things I need to do for making a very simple and then extremely complicated applied energistics 2 network inside our base. Until next episode. Eh?
Very simple, but complicated.
It's very simple, but then it becomes complicated the more you add to it. It's like you put one cable.
The more you think about doing
You put
it.
one cable onto another thing, and you connect those two things together. That's simple. And then you start adding another thing onto that network, and another thing, and it becomes absolutely complicated after a little while. But we'll go through all that in future episodes, folks. So thank you all very much for watching today's episode. Hope you enjoyed. Say goodbye, Ego.
Goodbye, Ego.
And of course, don't forget the links in the description down below for all our things, so you can stay in touch and stay in the live streams and all of our Twitters and Twitches and all of the Patreons and all those things in the links in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching. Tune in next time. Goodbye.